Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about how to measure body composition using Skinfold testing. Skinfold tests usually measure the amount of subcutaneous fat that's proportional to the total amount of body fat that a client has. So subcutaneous fat can actually vary according to age, gender, and race. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright guys, so some procedures you want to keep in mind. All measurements should be taken on the right side of the body with the client completely relaxed. Pinch the skin halfway between the crest and the base of the fold. You're going to want to place the calipers 1 centimeter away from the actual pinch. Hold the pinch for about 1 to 2 seconds before taking the measurement. Then you're going to want to rotate through the 7 sites, making sure your measurements are within 2 millimeters of each other. If they are not, you're going to have a bigger percentage error. The equipment we will be using are Skinfold calipers provided by the University of Texas at El Paso. They have already been calibrated to minimize errors. We will also be using an expo marker to mark the sites of the Skinfold testing prior to the actual assessments, just to make it easier while going through all 7 sites. So we're going to start off with the tricep site. It's a vertical fold, and it's going to be found on the posterior upper part of the arm. It's going to be located between the acromion and ulcranon process of the elbow. You're going to pinch and shake away this muscle, because measuring muscle will increase your error of measurement. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds while attaining the reading. Next is the subscapular site. It's a diagonal fold. It's going to be a little tricky to find. So you're going to have your client bend their arm behind their back so that their scapula protrudes. Then about 1 to 2 centimeters below their inferior angle of the scapula, this is going to be the site of the pinch. If you are assessing on a woman, move the sports bra out of the way. Do not take the Skinfold measurement over the bra. Next is the chest pectoral site. It's a diagonal fold. You're going to measure, for women, 1/3 between the anterior axillary line and the nipple. For men, you will be measuring 1/2 a distance between the anterior axillary line and the nipple. Next is the mid-axillary site. It's a vertical fold. You're going to want your client to move their arm away from the measurement site, and then you're going to follow the mid-axillary line down to the xiphoid process of the subject's sternum. Pinch and record the measurement. Next is the abdominal site, which is also a vertical fold. You're going to go to the umbilicus, which is also known as the belly button, measuring 2 centimeters right of the belly button. Pinch, shake, and take the measurement accordingly. Now we're going to do the suprailiac. It's a diagonal fold. You're going to go ahead and find the natural angle of the iliac crest of your client. You're going to take a measurement just above the iliac crest, in line with the anterior axillary angle. Lastly is the thigh. It's a vertical fold. You're going to go halfway between the proximal patella border and the inguinal crease, which is known as the hip. Pinch, remember to shake, and take your measurement. You may have to repeat this a few times because the thigh does have a lot of muscle mass. A few key points to remember is to repeat the measurement at each site 2 more times, rotating through, to ensure accuracy. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and talk about some of the equations you're going to need in order to calculate body density and the percent body fat. Okay, so when you're dealing with these equations, you may want to keep the acronym PEMDAS in mind, which stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Okay, so let's get started. This first one is for men. You're going to go ahead and plug in the sum of 7 Skinfold sites and the age of your client. And if your client was a female, then you're going to go ahead and use this specific equation to calculate their body density. Utilizing the same information, you're going to plug in the sum of the 7 Skinfold sites and their age. Next, using either the Brozic as depicted on the top or the Siri equation depicted on the bottom, You will plug in your client's body density to attain the percent body fat. Both equations should yield similar numbers.